We want to return to the story of the human remains found in a funeral home in Penrose. Initially, investigators thought there were 115 bodies there. Now they say they recovered 189 from the Return to Nature funeral home.
This morning, we wanted to get a legal perspective on this developing case. So for that, we have 9 News legal analyst Whitney Traylor joining us. Good morning, Whitney.
Good morning.
Let's start with the laws regarding burials. Colorado has some pretty unique ones. Tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, we have some really unique laws, and we talked about these actually just earlier this year when there was another case where people were selling body parts and things like that. So this is an issue that's been coming up a lot. And so, for example, we do have, as you said in the read-in, green burials are permitted where you don't use embalming, but the body has to be put in a refrigeration within 24 hours. You can have private burials, so you don't have to be in a cemetery. You could be at your home. We have here in Colorado human composting. A lot of people don't allow that. We have, and a number of other aquatics and all different kinds of ways to do human type of composting. And then one issue is that you don't have to have a chain of custody. So we're now seeing, or at least my analysis is, in these last few cases where we're seeing issues of improper cremations and not knowing whose body is what, I suspect that law will change in terms of knowing where the chain of custody has been.
It really is concerning. So you brought up the other case where they were selling body parts, and now there's this one, and they found more bodies yesterday, or at least gave us the update on the body count. Colorado doesn't really have regulations. Like one of the only states that doesn't have regulation around funeral homes, right? Right.
We have some very weak rules around funeral homes and regulation. And this is an issue. I mean, I talk about this a lot as we come on and talk about various aspects of the law and how it applies in our lives. People say, hey, we want the government out of our lives, but it's situations like these that facilitate and necessitate the government getting involved. And so that's the issue. And right now we have very lax rules. And now you're seeing, we don't know if a crime has been committed at this point, but we see these, 189 bodies, kind of lying around. I can't even imagine. And it was all started because somebody could smell it. So, they reported this smell. So I can't even imagine what that was like. And so here, when you have people in the most vulnerable times of their lives, when they've just lost their loved ones and their bodies are not taken care of properly, I mean, that's a really, it's just a terrible situation, increases the damages for sure.
So we have a little less than a minute left. I want to ask a very real question for people right now, because as you mentioned, we don't know if a crime was committed here or not.
Yeah.
But if somebody does suspect foul play, what can they do about that?
That's a great question. And foul play can come in a number of ways, because you're seeing it in cremations where people are getting other people's remains. So it's that kind of thing, as well as how the body is being stored. So DORA, the Department of Regulatory Agencies here in Colorado, is sort of the governing body, so you can go there. You can always file complaints with the Colorado Attorney General. And in this situation, the FBI has opened, I don't know if it's a hotline, but they're requesting people, if you have some concerns about this, to contact the FBI. They have a hotline or website.
Lastly, real quick, because we only have a couple more seconds, but it sounds like the owners of this funeral home had some debts here and there that they owed money. Could they be facing some type of charge in this incident?
Yeah, and that's the thing. So there is some weak laws regarding how you maintain a body. So there may be some misdemeanors. So it's a question if there will be felonies, but there will certainly be civil claims as well in terms of what the family's recourse may be.
Yeah. Whitney, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Let's get